for the first time, it felt like we'd actually got somewhere.
For 3.5 months, they've been almost inseparable in their fight for justice.
Team Harry, for Harry.
Yeah.
But since the death of their son, Harry Dunn, they'd never met the man in charge of the investigation. The 19-year-old was killed in a collision with Sacoolas near RAF Croton in Northamptonshire. She claimed diplomatic immunity and left the country. His family were angry at what they felt was a lack of support from the police. At the meeting, they were reassured.
At the end of the day, there is a resident within the county that I'm responsible for who's died on the road, and nobody's being held account for it. That's not acceptable. That is not acceptable in law. That's not what I joined the police to do, and I will do all that I can to make sure that justice is done.
A few days ago, Sacoolas was pictured back behind the wheel leaving her home, but has since appeared to go back into hiding. But Sky News did approach her diplomat husband, Jonathan.
Mr. Sacoolas, British television, will your wife return to the UK? Do you have a message for the distraught family of Harry Dunn?
It's been too much for Harry's mum, Charlotte, who didn't go to the latest meetings, including a second trip to see the Foreign Secretary, Dominic Raab. The family had felt misled during their last encounter.
I try not to judge people too much, so I fingers crossed that it will be another productive meeting for the family.
After the meeting, the Foreign Office appealed for Sacoolas to come back if she's charged. It's that support that the family have called for months.
In our darker moments, we do wonder whether there is collusion between the governments and trying to keep Sacoolas back in the United States. But I personally found the meeting quite reassuring.
I feel these two meetings today are giving us hope, and I just plead now for the CPS to please hurry up and make this charge, and then we can move on.
The Foreign Office paid tribute to the tenacity of Harry's family and friends in their determination to get justice. They say their fight will continue for as long as it takes. Lisa Dowd, Sky News.